Hello friends, it's Miss Gregory here with another Creativity Chomps episode for you all today. We are going to be talking about making a tribal African mask today, and I wanted to put a little perspective on this because I know that we are in a very strange and scary time right now, and there are a lot of masks being worn at this time, and I know that some younger friends might find that a little bit scary and daunting at times to see people wearing masks out in public, pretty consistently. And I want to use this opportunity to say that it's not something that has to be scary. And in this kind of instance, I want you all to see masks as something that are beautiful and something that are to be celebrated. So, for this project, I know also because everybody's been staying home a lot that a lot of people are buying things online. And so it seems like there's probably a lot of cardboard boxes floating around people's houses. Well, sometimes they have a purpose, sometimes they don't. And if you have some that you just don't know what to do with, why don't you make something artistically beautiful out of it? So I have a piece of cardboard right here that we are going to make into a African tribal mask. Now, you guys, most of you, I feel like we have done some kind of project with African masks before, but we've used construction paper. The purpose of this is really to teach symmetry as well, because we want both sides of the face to be the same. So you'll start with your basic piece of cardboard, and you're going to need a good pair of scissors. And then for our decoration, we're going to need a Sharpie or any kind of marker that you want. You could use paint, actually, if you want to too. I've seen some beautiful cardboard masks out there lately that have paint on them, and they're wonderful. And any kind of stuff that you have floating around your house for embellishments. And then you'll need some kind of glue. I've got my rubber cement with me today. So when you are making your mask, you want it to be symmetrical, and so you're going to fold your paper or your cardboard. And it doesn't have to be cardboard. It could be just paper. If the cardboard is too difficult, you could just trace something and get a symmetrical shape. But you'll fold it in half and then cut an outline shape. And as you can see, I've already done that with one piece right here. And I've got a few little snippets extra there. But I've cut out a now symmetrical, elongated shape for my face. Now you can do lots of different things from this point, and we've done this in different art projects before. You can use your scissors to cut out eye shapes, mouth shapes, whatever you want. I'm not going to do that this time. I'm just going to use my Sharpie to do most of the decoration. So you remember from the video, there was the Sinufo tribe, I believe, from Cote d'Ivoire. And they had masks that had eyes that were like slits that were half closed. And that symbolized patience and peace and self-control. And I feel like that's something we really need in this day and age. So now I've got my eyes, and I'm going to give them a little bit of perspective to make it look like they're actually closed by giving part of that almond shape of the eye. Then we'll do a nose. And then we'll do a mouth. And mine's going to be smiling because it's happy. And then you can, you don't even have to fill this in if you don't want to. You could leave it blank. You can do the coloring and the decoration aspect of this however you want. But that's just like my basic aspect of the face. Now, I've got these scraps and these little bits here that I'm going to use to give some embellishment to my person. The Sinufo masks had some really cool interpretations that were part human, part animal, it seemed like, and I really liked that. So I'm going to give mine kind of these little animal ears, and I'm going to do my best to give it some symmetry. So what I do on one side, I do on the other. And remember, when you're cutting out, you're going for that mirror image. See how that curve is the same as this curve is the same as this. So there's these little animal ears. Could be a goat, could be a dog, a cat, I don't know. Then I've got these two identical shapes. I'll cut these into maybe some kind of hair. And remember, when you're gluing down, to do the mirror image. Let's do it that way. Ooh, this is fun. I like this. So there's that. And then I just had some of this kind of natural paper downstairs in the house. I've never really had a good use for it. So now I'm going to make something for the face here. So I folded it in half so that whatever shape I make can be duplicated. So I'm going to make just two triangles. See, they're now the same. And I'm going to glue those on the cheeks of my mask. So there's that. And I've got this nifty black paper. And I'm going to put two together. And then I'm going to just cut some short cuts that don't go all the way through, but kind of give it a fringe or a tassel. And then I'll get a little angle to them on the end. And then glue them down here. Doing that mirror image again. There. And maybe we can take these little extra pieces, turn them back into a larger triangle that's equal, and give it a little goatee on there. That'll be good. Awesome. Okay. Now I'm going to take my Sharpie and I'm going to add a few more lines, doing the same thing that I do on one side onto the other. And when you're doing it freehand like this, there's no guarantee that it's going to look exactly the same, and that's okay. We don't mind that. And then let's give it just a few more decorations up here. Yeah, that's nice. Okay. And then, I mean, you guys can go on and on and on with this. You can have so many different extra embellishments that you put on this. But this is just a short, quick, simple way of making an African tribal mask. I'm quite pleased with this, actually. I like this. So you all try this at home. And it doesn't have to be cardboard. It could be paper. You can use any kind of materials that you want, whatever's lying around. If you are lucky enough to have some paint at home, you know, maybe paint all of these pieces something different individually and then glue them down and have a real bright and vibrant looking tribal mask. So if you get a chance, just show me what you have. Send me a picture, and I'd love to see it because I think this is something that would be very easy for you guys to do at home. I hope everybody's doing well, and I miss you all bunches, and I hope I can see you soon. Thank you.